dreams and just let go and watch the story as it unfolds.
Hello and welcome to this episode of TrailTheOutdoors.com. We're here with our FLW Walleye Pro doing our follow-up interview. Scott just got back from the Lake Erie tournament. Did fairly well.
Did pretty awesome, I think, for my first professional tournament.
Well, in our first interview, you had told me that you were fearing Dan Steer, Kevin McCoy, and you actually beat both of those guys.
Oh yeah, I beat a great majority of those pros. I placed 22nd. Dan Steer, first day, he caught one fish. Well, I only caught one, but then the next day he only caught 3, and I was culling fish. I probably caught 10 fish the second day. So, and McCoy, I pounded him too a little bit.
Well, I know Dan Steer, unfortunately day one, he ran into some motor trouble. His lower unit went out on his boat. He ended up having to get towed back. And I know FLW did a great job covering live weigh-ins. I know I watched them every day. I talked to you every day on the phone. What's the deal? How's it going? And Scott actually came in with the 7th biggest bag on the second day of the tournament. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, that's got to be a huge accomplishment.
Oh, it was awesome. It was, well, the first day, I started out at a spot where I had my best luck. I caught 3 fish in a couple hours, and then I left that spot because I just wanted to leave it alone. And it was like 400 yards away from the pack of boats, and I figured I'm the only boat in there. I didn't want to hang around a real long time, so I left and looked for other spots to catch fish, and didn't have very much luck anywhere. I mean, pre-fishing, the bite was pretty bad. I mean, if you caught 3 fish in a day, that was great. You know, and at this spot, that's what I did. So I had, during the week, I was there a full week and tried all the different techniques and everything. And I says, well, I got to go there first day. Well, first day I went there, and I think I made a rookie mistake. I caught a fish right away. 8 o'clock in the morning. I was there maybe half hour. Caught a fish, nice fish, 7 pounds. And then you're always thinking, oh, the next bite is right around the corner. Right around the corner. Well, never got another bite. The whole day. And hindsight, I probably should have left at noon. And joined the pack of boats and caught, because actually, if I would have caught one more fish that first day, I probably would have been in the top 10.
Well, sometimes I know, fishing, it pays off to be away from the pack. I mean, as all fishermen know, sometimes that can make or break you. And I know you just mentioned a couple techniques that paid off. I want to come back to that. But the one question I want to ask you is, day one, they had a delayed start due to storms. It was a half-hour late start, I believe. What were your thoughts, when that late start started? I mean, were you nervous? I mean, the storms rolled through the Chicago area overnight, and they reached you guys right in the morning, and that's what delayed you guys. But
I mean, it stormed right up until the time. I mean, we saw lightning as I was putting my boat in the water, and I'm going, oh man. And the fish that I had were pretty shallow. I mean, 25 feet of water. That was 10 feet shallower than most everyone else. And I should have thought about that. I should have, but it's where I had my best luck. So I went there and spent the whole day there, and I shouldn't have. Now I know.
Well, you live and learn, right?
Exactly. And
it's fishing.
It shouldn't have taken me all day long to figure it out, though.
Right.
And that's why these guys do it for a living. They know if they don't catch a fish in a few hours, they're moving. And that's what I should have done. But it all worked out in the end anyway.
Well, it paid off on day 2, 39 pounds, 15 ounces. And that's a 5-fish average, folks.
5-fish bag, 39.
That's just absolutely huge. If you go to our website, you can see Scott's big fish. I believe it was 9 pounds, 9 ounces.
10 pounds, actually. It weighed 9 pounds, 9 ounces on my scale, but on the
FLW scale,
it was 10 pounds.
Wow.
And I never did measure it, but I'm sure it's well over 30-some inches.
Yeah, I mean, you can just tell by the way this belly on this fish is sagging. But going back to the techniques that paid off, I know in the first interview you said you were going to try spoons, trolling cranks, maybe some harnesses and stuff. What technique actually paid off the most out of all of them?
Trolling cranks.
Trolling cranks.
Trolling cranks, and I'll tell you what, when we got there, water temperature was 50 degrees, 51 degrees, so I was trolling slow.
Right.
1.3, 1.5, which is pretty common in that cold water. Well,
Right.
by the time the tournament started, the water temperature jumped up to 60 degrees.
Wow.
So
That's a big change for fish,
Right,
for
right.
sure. For
so on
sure.
the second day, I trolled my cranks, and the whole pre-fishing, I caught all my fish on one bait.
Right.
One bait, lights
Right.
out, reef runner. It's probably one of the ugliest looking baits you ever
right,
see.
right, right.
You know.
I know we talked about that over the phone while you were out there fishing and stuff, but I mean, I'm glad that definitely paid off for you. And the other thing we talked about in the first interview was co-anglers. I mean, how did your co-anglers do? I know you said the second day when you caught that huge bag that your guy was just running around the boat like a madman. And
the first day, I don't know if I could have brought my co-angler in to the pack of boats. He was an older guy like myself,
right.
Same age,
right.
but you know, he said he's been around a boat and stuff, but just during the day working with him, you know, he didn't really know a whole lot about fishing, because I knew if I went into that pack, I'm driving the boat, watching out for other people's gear and my gear and stuff, and the co-angler is basically running the boat in the back. I mean, he,
yeah,
you know,
right,
under
right.
my directions and stuff. But the second day, my co-angler worked his butt off. I'll tell you what, this co-angler, he's been a co-angler probably for 7 or 8 years. He's as good a fisherman as any pro out there, really. I mean, and we worked, he was a young guy, we got along really good, we gave each other, you know, we got down on each other all the time, you know, and it was just a great day on the water.
Yeah,
It was a great day.
Anytime you come in with a 5-fish, 39-pound bag, that is one hell of a day on the water for sure.
I mean, we were culling 7-pound fish, throwing them back.
Yeah, right,
You know, and
right.
we made sure when we did it that there was some other boats around. And,
Yeah,
and
right,
you
right.
could, You could see yourself just throw this nice, I mean, you know, a 7-pound fish is pretty big.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that's sweet.
I found this hole, though. I just stumbled on this hole. It went from 35 feet to 62 feet, and there was maybe 25 boats out of the pack that knew about it, because I had talked to some other pros that I know, and I saw them several times during the day, maybe 100 yards from me, and they never knew about this hole.
Really?
Yeah, so.
Well, that can make or break you. We got the next tournament coming up in 2 weeks. Up on Leech Lake, Walker, Minnesota. Thoughts?
It's my favorite lake. I love fishing it. It's a real fisherman's lake. It's not a trolling tournament, but I love rigging. We're going to be pulling a lot of live bait. We'll be pulling a lot of, we'll pull crawlers on like a Lindy rig, no spinners. I mean, you can troll spinners and stuff, but usually it's a pretty slow bite right off the bottom. Crawlers on like a 1/4 ounce sinker, and then when you're allowed, you can get 5 of those, but you're allowed 2 fish. The slot limit is 14 to 18, and then 2 over 27, I think, or
yeah,
26.
26 or
I'm not
27,
sure what it is.
right.
But then when we go for the big boys, we put on the big creek chubs, 6, 7-inch creek chubs, and do the same thing.
Sweet,
So
sweet.
It's awesome when you can feel the fish
Yeah.
bite.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, for sure.
It's real fishing. You know?
For sure.
So
Well,
I'm all excited about that.
I'm excited too. I mean, Scott did really well in his first pro appearance, and I know all of us at Trail Outdoors have been talking around, and we're really excited to see how Scott's year turns out. And I mean, by all means, I mean, you definitely made us proud in that first tournament, man. And
I was really excited myself.
I know after you called
I was
me,
kind of speechless up on stage. I really, you know, the guy says, "What do you think?" And I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
it was
right.
just because, you know, 39 pounds, that's a big bag. That's probably my biggest bag of walleye that I've ever caught.
That's huge.
I mean, so I was just a little speechless. So my son told me I have to go to speech class.
Yeah.
You got to learn to talk in front of people. Then.
Yeah.
So,
Well, hey, I mean, when you got a fantastic day like that, I mean, you're speechless. I mean, I was speechless. I couldn't believe it. I mean,
all the way in, you know, we're trying to keep the fish alive. I'm adding, you know, the water, whatever the.
to add oxygen in the water, right, to keep them alive.
Keep them alive. You know, make sure they're alive because, you know, you don't want to get the deduction.
Yeah, right.
Because every point is, you know, a few dollars.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, stay tuned with us from TrailYoutdoors.com. We'll have all your up-to-date information when Scott hits his Leech Lake location. We're actually having our first annual get-together today in honor of Scott's tournament fishing. You'll also see a video of that coming up. We're going to do a little bit of filming today. show our appreciation for everybody that's just continued to support us day in, day out. I mean, I cannot thank everybody enough for their continued support. And Scott, I can't thank you enough for, you know, just contributing everything you can. And I mean, man, I just hope to God you slam them up there on Leech Lake.
Yeah, hopefully I can call you on Friday night and say, get your butt up there because I'm in the top 10.
I tell you what, if Scotty's in the top 10, I'm going to definitely be at the final day filming the weigh-in, filming him. I mean, there's nothing more exciting about watching one of your pro staff members excel and do something really well. I mean, I know I enjoy just watching myself do well. And, you know, everybody that has joined our pro staff team, Scott, Jordan Pierce, Eric Insenthaler, PJ Burgess, and we just picked up a new pro staff member today, Mary Harris, who is also won Iowa's Miss Huntress 2011 contest. We just picked her up today, so we got a whole slew of writers, a whole slew of pros. If you ever have any questions, you know, you got an idea you think might work in the hunting field, camping field, fishing, you know, feel free to email us. I mean, that's what we're all about, is sharing information and getting the word out there, and among all things, keeping the youth involved. We got a couple events coming up where we're going to be working with some Cub Scouts. We're going to be doing an Adopt a Stream program here in Illinois, and a few other things. So just stay tuned with us. We'll keep you up to date. I know we've been talking about the hunting season's coming up, and I can't be more excited. But fishing is going to continue to get hot as the temperatures warm up. Fish are coming off spawn beds. I know this past week I've been out on my lake personally, and I've had some pretty stellar days. I took my son out one day. He outfished me like usual. But
They always do.
yeah, all the young ones always outfish you. But you know, it makes me proud to know that you know, my son's very involved and he's very interested in, you know, continuing fishing. And I know I've talked to Scott about it. You know, when his kids were growing up, he kept them involved, and they still to this day love to fish, love to hunt. And you know, anything you can do to keep the youth involved in the outdoors is really something special. Because if we don't teach them as adults, then who's going to teach them, and who's going to teach them to be responsible hunters and fishermen and campers and whatnot. So I want to just thank all you guys, the viewers, and everybody that's helped us out through the way. Just a big thank you to you. We will be having another get-together coming up around the 4th of July. Stay tuned to the website to watch for that. And just stay tuned in general. We're going to have more exciting filming coming up. I know I'm going to be doing a segment on crappie fishing in the spring coming up soon. I know I talked to Eric today. He's got a couple camping segments in mind. We got our food plots coming up, and Scott's going to do some walleye fishing and whatnot. And you know, we got a lot of information coming your way. Just stay tuned, watch the videos, and we'll keep you informed, up to date every day. Thanks from us at TrailTheOutdoors.com, and have a wonderful day.
That just comes all off the